Hello, everybody. I'm back. I know I always seem to have on scrubs. That's basically what my wardrobe consists of. Since I'm always working, I work like 12 hours sometimes, 7 in the morning until 7 at night, sometimes. But anyway, I just like to talk to you guys. So I'm not going to ever give you any names of my residents because that's definitely a violation of HIPAA. Okay, so you never want to do that. You never want to use names. But I like to give you guys stories about things that I go through, conversations that I may have with some of my residents, and just give you some information so that you can just see what you guys think. Now, I keep elderly individuals. And these individuals, they see me every day. We see each other. So they confide in me. And I am a good listener. I give good advice. And so they like to confide in me. So I have a young man. And he is estranged from his sibling. And they've been estranged for about 2 years. He's been with me for about 2 years. So, I tell him, life is too short to continue to not forgive this person. Okay? So, and this person is his sister. And she took some items from him, from his house. And like I told him, I said, these are material things. Material things come and go. We work hard all of our lives. And then we accumulate all these things. But those things are really not important. What's important is the relationship. Relationships that you have with your family and your friends. And so I've been working with him for just about 2 years now on forgiving his sister and moving on because they're both elderly. And why hold a grudge for material things? He really doesn't even remember what some of the things are that she took from him. So now he wants me to set up a meeting or a lunch actually with his sister. So he's going to, like I said, I've been working with him, talking with him, praying with him. And he's finally, after 2 years, deciding that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and forgive my sister. I'm going to talk with her, let her know how I feel, and so that we can move on. Now that's progress. And I feel good because I was a part of that. And this man was stubborn, okay? He was stubborn. So I just want to tell you guys that forgive those because material things don't matter. It's the relationships that you have with your family and your friends. And I'm going to actually tell you a story. It's going to be a quick story. It's going to be about myself. Okay? I am the baby child for my mother. So I have an older sister. I have had a brother, and then myself. Well, my brother was killed when I was 11 years old. And the lady that killed him, he knew her. And so when that happened, I was young, but of course I remember. I remember her. I remember her face. I always remembered her face. I hated this woman. I was like, she did this to my brother. He was only 16. And so I hadn't seen this woman since the incident happened. So one day I lived in a different state from the state that it happened in. So I visited my sister and we went to church. And we've gone to church before, but we went to this different church. And so we was in the church and the lady that killed my brother came into the church, and out of all the seats that was in the church, she came and sat next to me. And I froze. I said, oh my God. I looked at my sister and I'm like, we looked at each other. And I was like, I cannot believe this. The woman that killed my brother sat beside me in church. So the entire time I was not concentrating on the service. I was just like, my spirit just kept saying, say something to her, say something to her. So after service, we stood up and I turned to her and I said, do you know who I am? And she said, no. And I told her my name and I told her who my brother was. And she said, oh my God. She said, I have been wanting to see you guys, because she knew that he had sisters. She wanted she said that she had been wanting to say something to us. So my sister is not as, she's like me, I'll put it that way. Okay. So I'm standing here talking to this lady and she tells me some things about my brother. And I told her, I said, I forgive you. I said, because I don't know what happened. Only you, my brother, and God knows what happened. And I said, I feel sorry for you, but I forgive you. And she was teary and she thanked me for forgiving her. And she told me that she was sick, that she was dying. And about 3 months later, she passed away. But even though I didn't hold anything on, grudges or anything like that all those years, mind you, this was probably about 30 years that this happened. And so I didn't hold a grudge. Never did I thought in my wildest dreams that this woman would come and sit by me in church. And, but I released it for myself, for my family. And my sister, she couldn't do it. She could not. It wasn't meant for her to do it. It wasn't meant for her, for the lady to, put it this way, it just wasn't meant for my sister. It was meant for me to forgive this lady for killing our brother. And it was closure also to her, because she was dying, and that was her way of releasing what she did to our brother before she passed. So guys, that's a powerful story, isn't it? Yes. Very powerful. So I say this to say, if I was able to forgive a woman that killed my brother at the time he was a teenager, then you guys are able to forgive your family member for whatever they have done, because it's not worth to hold on to that. Okay, guys? I just wanted to share my story, and I shared one of my residents' story. And I hope that inspires someone to forgive their family member and to move on. All right, guys, take care. Until next time.